What if history isn't what we've been told? Throughout the world, ancient texts, myths, and even archaeological discoveries point to the existence of giants, beings who stood far taller and stronger than ordinary humans. Some were said to be rulers, warriors, while others supposedly built massive structures that defy explanation. But here's the real question. Were they just myths, or did giants actually exist? From mysterious oversized skeletons to massive stone structures that seem impossible to build even today, the evidence is shocking and maybe even suppressed. Let's uncover the truth about giants in ancient history. If giants were just a myth, why does almost every ancient culture mention them? In the Quran, the story of the people of Ad describes a race of towering, powerful beings who lived in ancient Arabia. The Quran calls them lofty, like tall palm trees, and describes how they were destroyed by a fierce wind as a punishment from Allah. Some interpretations suggest they were much larger and stronger than modern humans. In Greek mythology, the Titans were colossal beings who ruled before the Olympian gods. These giants were so powerful that even Zeus had to go to war against them. In Norse mythology, the Jotnar, or frost giants, were an ancient race that pre-existed. It's strange, isn't it? Civilizations that had no contact with each other all spoke of giants. Is this just coincidence, or could they have been describing something real? Over the centuries, reports of giant human skeletons have surfaced around the world. In the 1800s, American newspapers reported that enormous human bones, some over 10 feet tall, were found buried in ancient burial mounds across the United States. Some of these remains allegedly had double rows of teeth or elongated skulls, features not seen in modern humans. In Ecuador, in 2013, researchers claimed to have found giant bones belonging to a race of humanoids nearly 8 feet tall. The bones were analyzed by experts who admitted they weren't from any known human species. And let's not forget the mysterious discoveries in India, where ancient texts speak of giant warriors and where, in some cases, unusual, oversized remains have been unearthed. But here's where it gets even stranger. Many of these discoveries suddenly disappear. Institutions like the Smithsonian have been accused of covering up evidence, with reports suggesting that many giant skeletons were collected and then conveniently lost. If these skeletons were real, why aren't we learning about them in history books? Now, let's talk about something that defies modern engineering, the ancient megalithic structures that still puzzle researchers today. The stone walls of Sacsayhuaman in Peru are built with massive blocks, some over 100 tons each. They fit together with such precision that not even a razor blade can slide between them. How were they moved? In Lebanon, the Baalbek Trilithon contains stones that weigh over 1,000 tons. That's the weight of 7 Boeing 747 airplanes, stacked together. Modern cranes struggle to move stones that size, yet these were placed perfectly thousands of years ago. And then there's Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, a site that's over 12,000 years old, far older than any known civilization. Its towering stone pillars suggest a level of sophistication that shouldn't have existed at that time. Some believe these structures weren't built by ordinary humans, but by beings with immense strength and knowledge, perhaps giants? If giants were real, wouldn't ancient people have left some kind of record? Well, they did. In Egyptian hieroglyphs, some carvings show enormous humanoid figures towering over regular humans. Could these be representations of actual giant beings? Ancient Sumerian texts speak of the Anunnaki, gods who were giant in stature and were said to have ruled over humanity in the distant past. Even in Native American legends, there are stories of red-haired giants who once roamed the land, fought fierce battles, and were eventually wiped out. Are these just artistic exaggerations? Or could they be historical records of beings we've been told never existed? If giants were real, where did they go? Some researchers believe they may have gone extinct due to natural disasters, wars, or even deliberate extermination. Ancient texts speak of cataclysms, floods, fires, where giants were wiped out. Others suggest that they may have gone into hiding, retreating to remote locations, or even existing in an unknown parallel history that has been erased from the mainstream narrative. What if some traces of their existence still remain, just waiting to be discovered? So, were giants real? The evidence is scattered, hidden, or dismissed, but it exists. From ancient texts and myths to giant bones that mysteriously vanish and massive structures that seem impossible to build even today, there are plenty of clues suggesting that history might not be telling us everything. Could it be that our ancestors weren't just making up stories, but actually recording history? What do you think? Were giants real, or is it all just myth and legend? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you love diving into ancient mysteries, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, history is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered.